What is up, guys? The producer of Castlevania anime series on Netflix, Adi Shankar, just announced that his next project will be Devil May Cry. He confirmed earlier in October that he was working with another iconic Japanese gaming company to adapt one of their iconic video game series into a series. Most thought it was going to be a Zelda anime. That was a quote, by the way. Most people thought it was going to be a Zelda anime, but we ended up being wrong. And today in an IGN interview, he gave it to us straight with 3 letters. DMC.
Devil May Cry in high definition.
Although the announcement itself was exciting, I'm more pumped about Adi Shankar himself being the producer. I'm not really into the professional movie making business, but I do know that producer does kind of have some sort of say on what is going on. So I do like to look at the director and or producers and kind of just look at their prior work to base my initial judgment on whether or not something will be good and if I want to put my time into it. Okay, so let's talk about Adi real quick. Okay, so this dude obviously has a certain type of flair about him. One of the celebration announcement was a well-done Photoshop photo of him as Dante. That pretty much caught my attention to see who this guy was. So I went ahead and rolled on over to IMDb to check out his work. First off, his profile picture is fucking epic. And just that says a lot about him. Like, that's his profile pic. Okay, so for the most part, he does a bunch of the stuff that to me is some of my favorite shit. He does Into the Grey, is the producer of Into the Grey, Lone Survivor, and one of my all-time favorites, Dread. That movie's just so fucking raw. He also produced those low-key Marvel shorts, Punisher Dirty Laundry, which is a quite brutal short. It's like little Frank Castle goes to the laundry room and takes out some thugs, whatever. It's cool. And then he does a Venom Truth in Journalism where the dude from True Blood is Eddie Brock, and it's like this black and white noir film. It's pretty cool. And obviously he does the Castlevania Netflix series. Okay, so just judging off this one interview, his physical appearance on how he likes to conduct himself, and I understand this interview is probably all in good fun or whatever, a little cringy, but it's all good. And just on his other works of creative entertainment, it kind of tells me that Devil May Cry will probably fit his criteria rather well, and it makes me feel like we have a real fan driving this bus. So I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to what type of adaptation he's going to bring. In the interview, he doesn't say too much about any details, but Adi goes on to say, "I acquired these rights myself, so the jabronis in Hollywood don't fuck this one up too." Here he may be stabbing at the Resident Evil and Monster Hunter World movies because back in the day, the director of the Resident Evil franchise, Paul W.S. Anderson, wanted to direct and was pushing for a Devil May Cry movie to be greenlit. Kind of wonder how that would have went. But it also tells me that Adi has a certain idea that he wants to convey without any outside interference. And seeing what he did with Castlevania, I can only assume he's going to do the same with Devil May Cry. And the last thing, and probably the most notable thing he said, was Devil May Cry and Castlevania being in a bootleg multiverse. Now, a few things kind of rise up to mind. 1, that'd be super badass. 2, Devil May Cry is made by Capcom, Castlevania is made by Konami. How is that going to flow? So eventually, I'm thinking either he's running on his own kind of play on words or whatever, because his YouTube name is Adi Shankar's Bootleg Universe. So maybe he's just running on his own dark universe that he produces, like his own dark anime genre. Or eventually, because you got to think about it too, season 3 of Castlevania has been greenlit. Eventually, there's going to be a season 1, more potentially a season 2, Devil May Cry, if it hits and does good as well. So these two animes are going to be running side by side. So the fans are going to be, there's going to be a lot of talk. There's going to be a lot of hype going on. So, I mean, I don't know business-wise how that's going to work, but if it does work, I mean, I can just imagine like just an easy Dimension Rift story, sideline story, just, tie it up. But I mean, to see Dante fighting Dracula or Alucard, Sparta and Sons, I could see it. But at the same time, I'm sure they're going to run into some sort of problems there. Or, like I said, he's just kind of playing on his own Dark World genre. But either way, I'm backing Adi Shankar for Devil May Cry, Netflix anime. I hope they keep on pumping these types of things out. And I hope that these types of animes show these bigger creators and producers on movie levels, even though he was a movie level producer. but show that we as fans want this type of outlandish, dark, gritty, other dimensions and other worlds, and just, just with a little explanation and good story and good character, it's all good. Stick with the meat and potatoes of what's going on here, guys. But I do like that stab at Hollywood. But anyways, I'm digging Adi Shankar and what he's doing, guys. But anyways, I'm going to end the video right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm out of here. Peace.
Want to know the name?